Hello everybody, this is Bruitus with a piece of safety advice. If you're not a regular listener to the channel, this episode could prove confusing and disorienting. If you're looking for something straightforward and informative that's a good and productive use of your time, Sophie and Sin recommend another episode, perhaps Natalia. For anybody still sticking around, this episode is Patreon quality, so you have been warned. Please enjoy what we are reasonably certain is the most comprehensive look at the Aurous Set ever recorded.
Three, two, one.
Hi, Sin?
Oh my god, it's been so long you don't even remember our countdown? Let's do it again, Sophie. It's embarrassing.
Alright, okay.
3, 2, 1.
Reborn!
Hey, it's me again, here to explain the Reborns to you. Trying to be a little more concise this time, because the last couple of times I've done this, that fucking tree from Dark Souls 2 has been interrupting me, wants to be a boss in Elden Ring. So just so y'all know, I have put the phone off the hook, the door is locked, the tree is not coming in. So anyway, the Arco Boleno, there's 7 of them. They're the strongest 7 babies in the world, and they're all given a different colored pacifier that represents the dying will flames.
Miyazaki!
Oh my fucking god!
It's not the same tree. He left some seeds here last time, and I was able to germinate and take root in between some tiles in the bathroom. I can't quite reach the water. Can you get me some?
Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Sin. It's really good. I'm happy to be here.
Hi, everyone. And welcome to the Snack Covenant, episode 286. And today, we're talking about a very interesting and a very strange set.
Before this started, Sin was like, we can knock this out quickly, couple of minutes. It's gonna take hours.
So, Sophie,
Yes.
what armor are we talking about today?
Why don't you tell us? Because it was your idea. Because you were like, we'll talk about this.
Okay, well, I was exploring the trash place of Dark Souls 2.
Shrine of Amana?
The dark trash place with all the
the
dirt
other kind
and
of trash,
poison.
right? Yeah.
I was exploring the gutter,
Uh-huh.
and then I stumbled upon a chest.
Mmm.
And already it was suspicious enough, because who keeps a chest in the gutter?
Same person who left the Heineken bottle there. Hi, Sophie here. What I was referring to then is a little detail in Dark Souls 2 where there is in fact a crushed Heineken can in the gutter. Some fans have interpreted this as an Easter egg. Perhaps it's Miyazaki's favourite beer, or perhaps Dark Souls 2, like Aladdin, is set on a post-apocalyptic Earth. My own theory is that it's a royalty-free texture called garbage.png. Also, Miyazaki's favourite beer is Hudson Pale Ale. Back to the podcast.
And inside that chest was an armor.
Oh.
Who keeps an armor in a chest? In the gutter? It was triple suspicious.
What's the third part?
Well, armor, chest, gutter.
Why is armor suspicious by itself?
Well, Sophie, like when you walk on the street, do you just randomly stumble upon armor?
In Dark Souls you do. There's people in armor everywhere.
What about in real life?
They've got me there.
Thank you.
I look quite the fool.
And so, that armor had a name and a description. Now, when does that happen? It's called the Armor of Aurus,
Yeah.
and the description says, Armor of kings of the desert land of Jugo, first worn by Aurous, the land's heroic founder.
Yeah.
And then it says, according to legend, the armor of Aurous is composed of a mysterious substance that cannot be seen by cowards. What do your eyes tell you?
Do you want to go into, like, the invisible part or the Jugo part first?
Well, I didn't know about the invisible part because once I found this armor, I was actually streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, wait a minute, why is this legendary armor in the gutter? That doesn't make any sense. And then they're talking about this strange substance, and I'm supposed to see something. The description sounded like it was written by Aldia. Like, what do your eyes tell you? And I'm like, there's a lot going on in this armor. So what I did then is I opened Discord
at Sophie.
and I wrote, Hi, Sophie. I have good news. Oh, no, that's another message. No, because I keep getting two messages. Okay, so
Hi, Sophie here. During the stream where Sin found the Aurous Set, she excitedly sent me 2 messages. However, only one of them arrived, because one was accidentally sent to the inbox of fellow YouTube influencer Acer Aesthetics. The message that got to me read as follows. I just found his armor in the gutter. He must have sucked, so they threw out his armor. It's sketchy. Can we lure him? But the message that arrived in Ace's inbox said, Hi Sophie, I have good news. I just invented a character called Smiley Brickface Character. You'll love him. Love from Sin. Not only did this confuse Asa, but it gave me a false sense of security, because Sin hadn't come up with any new characters for almost a week, and I thought she'd stopped. I'm looking forward to Smiley Brickface Man just as much as you are. Also, any references to the Heineken can being there because Sin has a very obvious drinking problem that manifests on stream, and you don't know the half of it because you don't have to talk to her off camera. That wouldn't work because Sin only drinks Japanese slippers, which are a cocktail that she makes herself at home, and are actually quite expensive. To help feed Sin's alcoholism, patreon.com/SinclairLaw. Back to the podcast.
once I found this armor, I opened Discord, I opened our private messages, and I sent you a message saying how we need to do a lore video on this armor because it's super sketchy.
Thank you for bringing the audience up to date.
And then you told me that there's 2 armors.
Yes.
One of them being invisible. And I was like, whoa. And you weren't like, whoa. You were like,
A little bit.
So, Sophie.
Yes.
There are 2 armors. One is visible and one is invisible.
Well, I wouldn't call it invisible. It's like semi-transparent. You can still see the outline of it. And if you use the binoculars, because of the way the camera works, it actually does go visible. Like, you can see yourself with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the visible armor is found in the gutter.
Yes.
And where do we find the invisible armor?
You get it from Morglin.
And who's Morglin?
Morglin is the guy in Majula who sells armor.
Mm-hmm.
And Morglin is interesting because he has this unique mechanic where when you first meet him, he's very, very timid.
Mm-hmm.
He's not very assertive. He's like, oh, do you want to buy something from me? You probably don't want to.
Oh.
Oh, hello again. I hope you find something of use.
And the more you spend, the more he gets like, I'm so rich. And he gets increasingly condescending to the point where he's like, oh, who are you again? I have many customers.
Are you sure? Well, I may sell out while you're away.
Basically what happens is, To get the Aurous set, you have to spend 15,000 souls at his shop till he's like at maximum smug. And then come back to him later on with no souls. So like you can lose the souls, just come back, talk to him and get your bloodstain again. But you have to have 0 souls in the
Okay.
counter. And if you do that, he's like, oh, you poor thing, take this. And he gives you the invisible Aurous set.
Oh, so this is like a long con.
Why is it a con?
Because you're conning him because you do have souls. You can never have 0 souls in Bloodborne. Dark Souls.
Actually, you always have 0 souls in Bloodborne because you collect echoes. Another reason I'm never listening to this channel again.
You can actually die accidentally in Dark Souls 2. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, you're going to purposely kill yourself to get 0 souls, to get the armor. But it happens that you die sometimes.
Yes, yeah, you do sometimes die in Dark Souls. I know it doesn't happen to you because you're a brilliant strategist.
So, on Dark Souls 2 wiki.com, it says that the invisible armor is also available from Roy the Explorer, but it's rare. It's a rare drop.
Yeah, Roy the Explorer is a... We've talked about this before. Dark Souls 2 contains a bunch of red phantoms that you might not see when you play it, because they either spawn in only New Game Plus, or they spawn only if you are offline.
Mm-hmm.
So Roy the Explorer is a phantom that only spawns at New Game Plus. Roy is actually a named character. There's items and stuff that are said to belong to Roy the Explorer, like his rings and stuff. He's similar, I guess, to Pharos, where there's all these like Pharos contraptions lying around. There's also like Roy the Explorer's rings and Roy the Explorer's gadgets and stuff that he left.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually quite a lot of cut Roy items. There was originally a system where you could use something of Roy's to detect whether a chest was trapped or not. It would give it an outline or something to let you know, because Roy was he's exploring, he's good with traps. So Roy is one of these unique phantoms. He spawns New Game Plus only, and if you kill him, there's a very, very low chance of dropping bits of the Aurous set. The same thing is actually true of the Katarina set. That's an offline one. So you could, if you wanted the Katarina set in Dark Souls 2 prior to them making the DLCs, you actually had to go offline and farm a unique Katarina Phantom that spawned in, I think, Forest of Fallen Giants. It had 1% chance of dropping the set. It was just ridiculous.
So something else I noticed about the visible Aurous set is that it's also available in other places than the gutter. It's a rare drop from an Aurous Knight Phantom in No Man's Wharf.
Yeah.
And in Scholar of the First Sin, it's found in the gutter.
Yeah, that's the one you found.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's it. That's it.
That's it.
Never mind, I thought there were 4 places.
It's found in 2 places.
Okay. Thank you, Sophie. So there's 2 visible sets and 2 invisible ones?
That sounds right, yeah.
And they belonged to kings of the desert land of Jugo.
Yeah.
So there were 4 kings, 4 known kings. There were a lot of kings, but only 4 of them have left sets behind.
I don't think it's probably just the style of armor.
Oh, wait. It's not their literal armor?
Well, it might be. Can we talk about Jugo for a second?
Tell me about Jugo.
Jugo makes no fucking sense. The most prominent character from Jugo that we meet in 2 is, of course, Benhart of Jugo.
Have you business with me? The way yonder is all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above! Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oh, I'm in quite the pickle now.
Tell me about Benhart of Jugo.
Radio. So, Benhart of Jugo, when we encounter him, is dressed essentially identically to Creighton of Mirror. We hear about Jugo as a desert kingdom. Benhart, not really dressed for a desert. Lots of very heavy, armor plates, lots of fur.
Couple armor plates.
Cloak with the fur. I only know that song because it's in The Zookeeper and a gorilla sings it.
Oh, that's so cute.
So, that initially seems kind of confusing, but if you look at the description of Benhart's set, it says that the set itself is of unknown origin and Benhart found it.
Mm-hmm.
So presumably when Benhart left Jugo, he was dressed a bit more sensibly for the arid climate.
Okay.
And then along the way, he's like, "Oh, cool! This set that's from Mirror, I'll have this. It seems to fit okay." This set also specifies that Benhart has BO.
It has what?
He has BO. He has he smells,
Oh my god.
and that might be because he's not used to wearing this big enclosed suit of armor. He's probably sweating a lot. He's not used to it.
Oh, that's a
I know.
very interesting detail.
There's such a well developed character. So the people that come from Jugo that aren't Benhart or Aurous
Mm-hmm.
we'll say 1.5. The 1 is the desert sorceresses.
Mm-hmm.
The sexy pyromancers in Harvest Valley, they are explicitly from Jugo. Harvest Valley isn't Jugo, I'm assuming, because they don't call it that. So I'm guessing, and also it says that they're from Jugo, so you wouldn't say they're from Jugo if you met them in Jugo, it would be redundant, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Mytha is employing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The half thing from Jugo is also in the gutter.
Okay.
And it's something you encountered in the gutter and were like, "What the fudge?"
Is it the Ant Queen?
It's the ant, yeah. So, the ant isn't given an origin in game,
Mm-hmm.
but in the player's guide, that was written in conjunction with From. So it's this is not explicitly a piece of fanfic. They had access to From when they wrote this.
Mm-hmm.
The player's guide specifies that giant ant is from Jugo.
Sophie,
Yes.
are you saying that Jugo is in the gutter?
I was thinking more along the lines of if it's a desert, that's probably some sort of antlion thing that's buried in the sand.
So Jugo is above us? Above the gutter?
Well, no, it says in the guide. If we're going to take the guide, if we're going to take the guide as legit,
Okay.
it says that the ant is from Jugo. Aldia experimented on it and then threw it away in the gutter.
Oh my god, that's so mean! That poor ant!
How did he throw it? He doesn't have hands.
He just rolled it like a hand rolling a giant ant into the gutter.
I mean, if we go by our canon, that's Aldia's house.
Yeah, with his stupid book, exactly.
Yeah, so maybe the ant was just in a container and it was just thrown in the gutter and it bounced down.
I don't think it was in a container. I think Aldia was just pushing it into the giant hole, and then everybody was like, "Aldia, stop it! No, I got this, Aldia, leave the ant alone. No, what does it take to be a monarch?"
No, he has a list of qualities of a monarch, and he's rolling an ant into a hole. And he rolls it, and he's like, "Oh, I don't feel like a monarch," and he crosses that one out.
Oh my god.
Okay, this doesn't make a monarch. What's next on the list?
Oh, that poor ant.
It's doing okay for itself.
I don't know. I guess ants like dark places underground.
I mean, queen ants basically just they just bury themselves and pop out babies all day. She seems to be okay.
Alright.
So, if we want to connect the two, you can say, okay, there's 2 things from Jugo in the gutter.
Okay.
Yeah. And okay, you want some headcanon I just came up with then?
Okay.
I'm discovering this fact as I say it. Okay. The set in the gutter is visible, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the set we get from Morglin is invisible, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole coward thing, that can't literally be true because the same person could look at both sets and see 2 different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure Aldia has a lot to say about this. But we'll leave him out for now. I'm sure he's got another soliloquy about how, like, man may see but not see. So, it says it's made from a substance that can't be seen by cowards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the Ant Queen does? Did you go near it?
Yeah, she does the fume thing.
You know what the fumes do?
Do they repair equipment?
No, they degrade equipment.
Oh my god, Sophie! Do you
Yeah?
know what happened on stream?
From the tone of your voice, I have a rough idea, but go on.
So, I find the Ant Queen, and I'm not sure, like, what to do with this information. So I asked the chat, like, what do I do? Is she, like, gonna kill me? Is she blocking a passage? Do I kill her? And chat was like, no, Sin. She repairs your equipment. Go stand in that fog.
Chat. You know what you did.
I'm pretty sure it was Acer specifically.
Okay, so to be fair, she does do one useful thing.
Okay.
The gas she lets out cures poison.
Okay, one person in chat said that.
Thank you. Okay, you are the resistance, thank you. Against the tyrannical chat rule of Acer aesthetics. So, right, what if that Aurous suit in the gutter was damaged by exposure to the Queen Ant, and that's why you can see it, because the material it's made from no longer works.
Oh, that's a really, really good theory.
There we go.
Because I was thinking more like, why would you throw such an amazing, important suit in the gutter? If it's like legendary, special substance, seen, unseen. And I figured, oh my god, what if this one's fake?
It might be fake. I mean, they have the same stats.
Yeah, but I like your story better.
Okay. You can also get the Black Witch set in the gutter. It's really good. If you're me and you do a lot of low soul memory runs, then the gutter becomes like chef's kiss. It's like there's just so much stuff there that you would otherwise have to spend souls to get, but you can get for free.
You know what it's like?
It's like literally diving into trash. It's like you don't know what you'll find, but there's something good at the bottom.
Yes, dumpster diving.
Yeah, it's literally what it is.
Amazing.
There's actually, you know how there's the torches in the gutter, right?
Yes.
If you light every single torch and then you go to the very bottom of the gutter, a Fantom in the Black Witch set will spawn, the Zuli the Witch set. And if you beat them, they have a 100% drop for that set. So you get that set.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
And you get a variant that has a veil instead of the hat. And the veil makes you immune to curse.
This is why Dark Souls 2 is the best Souls.
Yes. It's the king's fieldiest of the souls. So you can run around the stupid jar area and nothing can hurt you. Nishandra cannot touch you. She's putting up little curse fountains, you're just like, I don't care. Anyway, Aurous. So the other effect of the Aurous set is, as you put it on, it actually increases the weight load that you can carry.
That's cool.
It's a very odd mechanic because you have to sacrifice weight to put it on. But then when you put it on, the maximum weight increases. So you can sort of mix and match Aurous parts to change, like get below certain thresholds. There's a couple of items that synergize well with low weight. Flynn's ring in particular, so you want to like stick to those. They're good for that.
Thank you, Sophie. Sophie?
Mm-hmm.
It says, first worn by Aurous, the land's heroic founder.
Right.
Do we ever meet Aurous in-game?
You meet a Fantom in the Aurous set, so maybe that's Aurous. The problem is that it can't be because there's like 4 versions of the set in-game. So at least 3 of them weren't worn by Aurous.
Quintuplets.
Quintuplets, okay.
All named Aurous.
Must have been very confusing. It's like Osamatsu-kun.
What's that?
It's an anime where there's like, I think there's septuplets.
Okay.
And it's just the same character 7 times.
Okay. And one last question. The Aurous Set is composed of a mysterious substance that cannot be seen by cowards. What is that substance?
Vibranium. I don't know. Element X. Bravium. Gutsium.
Uranus.
That's a planet. You're thinking of uranium.
No, it was a joke.
I know, but it doesn't work because Uranus isn't a material. It's a planet.
Sophie, do the outro.
That was the Snack Covenant episode 286. I know, I'm as surprised as you are, because I didn't think we'd dedicate an actual episode to something this inane. The Aurous Set. Suit of armor found in Dark Souls 2. Belonging to a character we never meet, and acquired through means that have nothing to do with them. We also never go to the place that they're from. There is possibly an ant there. For more great information on ants, visit patreon.com/SinclairLaw.
That made no sense, Sophie. We don't talk about ants on Patreon.
Yet.
Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you, Sid.
And thank you everyone for listening. And see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night out there. Whatever you are.